Hello and welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday. I am Ken Ochonogo. And I tell you, before we left last week, it was whether Bayern were going to get number 6 or whether Neymar, Mbappe, Di Maria and co were going to get number 1. But it was not to be. Those who get keeps getting, and those who haven't gotten are still hoping to get. It was a final. It was not the deluge of goals that we anticipated, but then it was a technical final. It was a final that took the team and even the fans up there to say, yes, this is a Champions League final. But for Neymar, the man who left the shadow of Messi in order to create his own world, to dominate his own environment, it is yet to be. And for Bayern, what do you say of the team? Compact team, players that were rejected by, a lot of clubs. They all came in there, and at the end of the day, they said, yes, we are the machine. But then, the France Football Magazine, they said, okay, there will be no Ballon d'Or this year. But we asked FIFA, are we still going to have FIFA the best player? Because arguably, I don't think anybody is going to argue if we say, give it to the man who scored 15 goals, give it to the man who was top scorer in the Champions League, top scorer in the Bundesliga, top scorer in the DFB Pokal. Yes, he said, every competition I took part in, I was the goal scorer. I am the goal scorer, yes, currently. So why not make Lewandowski, yes, he scores the goal. So we'll remove the do and make it the goal and make him vote for him. I will ask you who you are going to vote for if actually FIFA is saying we are going to do this. I want to leave it open. So it is all there. The year has not ended. We still have to pick the best. And I tell you, there is no man who the cap fits more than Robert Lewandowski of Bayern Munich and Poland. So we're still talking on that when the bubble almost burst. Because it has not busted yet. It has not. We just had the man said quietly. He doesn't talk much. He doesn't make the headlines. And, once in a while he just come out and he smiles and he does that. But then when Lionel Messi sneezed, football was shook. Handing over a transfer request. We thought they gave him a life contract. And the man said, I want to go. I don't know. That music, don't go. I try to remember it. I want to go. So the board is saying you are not going. If you want to go, you have to pay so and so amount. There is a release clause, an amount that you ought to pay if you want to leave. But the guy said my contract, and there is a clause that said I can leave at the end of the season. And Barcelona is saying your contract ended in June. The season ended in June. So I don't know if the season ended in June, what were we playing? What match were we playing in August? So the lawyers, that is where the lawyers come in. And talking about lawyers, the Barca board also sacked. Yes, they sacked their legal representative and said, man, it's like you are the one who is giving Messi all this expo, who is advising him that there's these loopholes over there. So it is still there, but then where will he head to? And that we will come to you after we do, because we have an epic interview, very soon. After we do that interview, we're going to ask you where, if Messi is to leave, where do you think will be the perfect destination? Should he reunite? Should he reunite with Cristiano Ronaldo at Juve? Because Juve have tried, they've contacted his father. Should he go to PSG? Because Mbappe and Neymar are saying, please, big brother, come to us. Should he go to Manchester United? Do they have enough money? Or should he reunite with his boss, the man who actually gave him the break at Barcelona, at the blue side of Manchester, Pep Guardiola? Where should he head to if he is to leave Barcelona? Because as at now, first of all, he said, I'm not training in Barcelona. I'm not training with the team again. Later, he said, I will train. He now said, I'm not training again. So they are, head-on collision. That is inevitable. But let's see how, if in the end they can settle this. But if they can't and eventually moves, where do you think he should head to? And why do you believe he should go to that particular destination? So we'll look at those breaking news, those hot ones when we come to you. That will be your say, not ours. At the tennis world, tomorrow, that US Open will start, but Djokovic just added his 35th 1,000 ATP title, equaling that of Nadal. That man, he breaks this record also silently without making noise. Not much views, not much known. Before you know it, number 18 will be in the bag. It will be 2019-18 because he's on 17, Nadal on 19, while Roger Federer, the man who is saying, probably I don't know how many years I still have to go on, has 20, sitting at the top of those Grand Slam winners. We'll come back home and we see that we will have these challenges of whatever our facilities. The National Stadium. If you go there, the grass is there. I think you can walk through there as if you are walking in the savannah. So right now the ministry said, look, adopt a facility, adopt whatever you can, and the Dangote industry said we are adopting Mkwabila Stadium in Abuja, and then we're not just saying it, we're putting our money where our mouth is, and then they doled out $1 million to say, okay, fine, let us put this place in shape. Let it look like what a stadium ought to be, not the abode of creatures, not the abode of reptiles, not the abode of criminal elements, but let us make it decent. Let us bring it to the standard, and we say, yes, this is what we are doing. And as we're doing, they said, we are bringing $1 million to do that. We shall look at the implications of this and how we can, bring back those assets that have now turned into white elephants littered all over the country, in this, especially in the sports domain. So, away from all that, we'll come in because we'll start the day by going somewhere in Enugu and speaking with a legend. But then, Okwe, you are here now. You should Messi move?
Okay, thanks for having me. I think the Messi question is a big question.
Yeah.
If it was 2 years ago, it would have been as easy as leaving your living room to your bedroom.
To your bedroom.
But with the FFP, the financial fair play rule now, is a little bit difficult for Messi to actually exit Barcelona.
Okay, I'm being told that yes, we are true to Enugu, where we have a legend waiting on the line to join the conversation. They don't come that much. They don't come that much, especially in his area. Where he is arguably the GOAT, the greatest that Nigeria has ever produced. He won the Nations Cup, and that is AFCON. It's called now AFCON 1980 with Nigeria. Before then, he won, yes, the African Cup Winners' Cup, yes, with his team in 1977. That was after shooting one in 1976. Back-to-back doubles. He won the FA and League in 1974 and 1975. He also won the FA Cup in 76. So 74, 75, 76, he won all that. He won the first ever trophy that Nigeria had in football, international trophy, when they won the gold at the All Africa Games in 1973. He is a legend in his own right. He is the first Nigerian to win, yes, the first Nigerian ever to win the African Footballer of the Year, and that was in 1978. We have the honor and the privilege, if we can get down there, to speak with the one and only Man Mountain, the gentle giant, the tallest, Emmanuel Okala. Hello. Do you have Okala on the line?
Hello, Ken. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you? How is Enugu?
I'm fine.
Yes. I think it's cool. It's a pleasure having you on the show. But let's start from the beginning. Or where do we start? There are a lot of high moments in your life, in your playing career. But I want us to start from somewhere. I want us to start from 19. Let us go back exactly before we go to the beginning. Let us go back to 1977. 1977, Rangers taking on Shooting Stars, the semi-finals of the African Cup Winners' Cup. Two epic matches, one in Lagos and one in Kaduna. Take us through those matches, and especially those penalty shootout in the final in Kaduna before you played in the final.
Thank you very much, Ken. You know the rivalry between Rangers, Enugu Rangers International and Shooting Stars International of Ibadan. We are very, very, very high then. So because of our supporters involved in the whole game, the government of Nigeria decided to have the first leg in Lagos. Then after the first leg, they took the second leg to Kaduna. So, and the Nigerian Green Eagles were on camping during this period we are talking of. So the coach then didn't want to release the boys of the Rangers and Shooting Stars that are in the national team to their teams. And the two clubs put up some great pressures on the NFA then. So they decided, we are talking of the numbers, because they will release. But eventually they decided to release all of us to play for our various clubs. The first leg, like I said earlier, was in Lagos. It was a very tough match. And it ended goalless. Then the replay was taken to Kaduna by the then Chief of Army Staff of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Major General Musa Shehu Yaradua. He was in charge of the organization and security and whatever for the match. Then the whole supporters and the players all went to Kaduna for the match. And Kaduna town was filled up by football fans. On the day of the match, the tension were very high. And the two teams were equally, prepared for it. Our then governor, Colonel Atombera, left Enugu with our then chairman, His Excellency Chief Dr. Ifeanyi Chukwunwobodo. He was Rangers chairman then. All came to Kaduna. Likewise, Colonel Jerry Don, military governor of Oyo State, with the chairman of ISIS and their popular FA chairman, Chief Leko Salami of blessed memory. They were all in Kaduna with all our supporters. The match kicked off on a very good note. But early minutes of the match, I decided that I noticed that the Shooting Stars players were very, very, very serious in the course of the match. So by my confrontation with Shegu Odegbami, my best friend, my roommate in the national team, when they came into our 18 at the early minutes of the game, he used his elbow and he elbowed me. So after I managed to clear off the danger, I beckoned on Christian Chukwu to narrate to him what exactly happened between me and Shegu. But I was really surprised. So Shegu asked, Christian Chukwu told me, so you don't know what to do to him. I said, I know, I'm just trying to tell you, to tell all the boys that there's a lot of determination in the Shooting Stars, players for this match. It was later on that we found out that their military governor promised them a Beetle, Volkswagen Beetle car each if they win the trophy, if they win the semi-finals. We didn't know. So the match continued. First half, no goals. Second half, none. Then stretched into penalty shootout. But we had some anxious moments in our 18 because of their serious determination. With the help of some of our key players, like Nnamdi Anyafo, who took very good care of Shegu Odegbami, Ernest Ufele, who was always behind me for some leakages we have that day, to clear off the ball or head it away. It was a very tough match. Then during the penalty shootout, the tension were higher. So immediately I saw the lineup of those going to take the penalty kick. I saw my good friend, Best Ogerembe of the blessed memory. He's one among those taking the penalty kick for 3FC. So I told God, I beg on God, that if I can't save any of the penalties that are taken by others, let him help me to save Best Stone, because we knew each other very, very well. We are together in the national team, the Golden. So they started the kick. Unfortunately for him, he lost his own penalty. So he played it into goal kick. And we survived and won the match. So it was a big moment for us and our supporters. And the first leg of the finals was very close, very close. So our team, the governor of Anambra State, the governor of East Central State, with our chairman, they decided to keep us in Kaduna. It was under a week's time we were going to Lagos to play the first leg of the final. That was the story of the first two legs of that semi-final. Thank you, Ken.
That is how do I think if taking us back those memory lane is quite exciting. Looking at these pictures of the team, looking at between you, Christian Choku, and Shegun Digbami, plus Sam Ojebode, who was the captain of 3SC. You are bringing out those memories. Let us go back a little bit more. You guys now went on to win that Cup Winners' Cup for Nigeria. Succeeding the shooting stars in that particular regard. So I want you to now go back, because during those processes, I know that some of those matches that you played outside Nigeria and the ones within Nigeria are we were not too easy. I want you to take us back. Which of those matches were toughest? I remember the match with Molodia Chalia of Algeria. Probably about 10 p.m. you guys played that match on artificial pitch, and you were all cold. But also the match with Police of Senegal, where Simon Yaka scored that winning goal coming after a few minutes, and then you guys were attacked. What was it like? Is it true that the federal government sent a rescue mission to come and rescue you guys after the match against Police of Senegal? Is it true?
You just stated the obvious. It was true. Our head of state then was General Olusegun Obasanjo. We were attacked on the attack started the day we had our training section. They forced us with stones to stop our training. Then we stopped and saw what was coming for the match. Then on the match day proper, after we defeated them, the whole field started stoning us again. And we ran into the dressing room. Our ambassador, everybody, because they were all at the stadium, with all our embassy staff. So he started phoning Nigeria, got in touch with our head of state then, General Olusegun Obasanjo, and he sent a plane immediately. When we were rescued back to the hotels to pack our loads to our ambassador's house, we remained there until the plane landed in Dakar. Then we left Dakar that very night. And we are very thankful to the head of state, His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo.
Okay, so the Nigerian head of state sent a plane to rescue you guys, from Senegal and back to Nigeria safely. It was hell. Okay, let's look at also the pleasant times.
Exactly.
Then, okay, most people don't know about you winning, being the first Nigerian to be named the African Footballer of the Year. When was this? And so can you clear the air? Were you ever made? Did you ever win that coveted position of the best player in Africa, African Footballer of the Year in 1978?
Thank you very much, Ken. It's a true story or a fact that nobody who knows or followed my career should not be disputing. Alhaji Sanitoro, Ahmed Sanitoro is still alive. He was the secretary of the Nigerian Football Association then. Yeah. So he knew from how we started and how I went to Togo on 2 occasions before I collected the trophy. When they scored me to the best footballer of Africa was in 76. But I received the award in 78. Mobutu, what's the head of state name? I've forgotten now. Gave me the award.
Saseseko.
I've forgotten his correct name. Gave me the award.
Okay.
So, he said
Saseseko. Mobutu Saseseko.
That one that has coil hairs. Okay.
Okay, go on. M1, go on.
So he was the person that gave me the award.
Okay.
So any doubting someone should call Sanitoro and clarify from Alhaji Ahmed Sanitoro.
Okay. All right. Let me take you back again to 1975 too, because we are going through all these. I know one of your disappointments will be not being able to win the African Champions Cup. Rangers founded in 1970, and by 1975 you were playing in the Champions Cup. The decision to take that match from Enugu to Lagos, the final to Lagos, did it have any impact on you guys? Did people protest, or what was the position? At what point did they say you can no longer play? You play your preliminaries up to the semi-final at Enugu, that you can only play the final in Lagos? What was the effect of that particular decision by the NFA?
Well, we are surprised when they moved the match to Lagos, because normally it wasn't so. So and I know if we had played the match then, we might have won them. Because of the gates we made when we played Mehala. So the NFA, they saw it as something better be packaged in Lagos to go directly in their pocket. And they decided to take the match to Lagos. It wasn't so. It wasn't a mandatory rule for CAF then, for all the semi-finals.
No, I'm sorry. Okay, just hold on. We want to go on a very short break. When we come back, you said it is not a mandatory rule, but when we come back, we shall come back to you and you shall make this clarification. Stay with us. Okay, welcome back. We are still online with the legend himself. Some of us regard him, I don't know, as the greatest goalkeeper to have ever manned the post for Nigeria, both for Enugu Rangers and also for Nigeria. A lot of accolades, a lot of trophies for the Rangers that just came in after the end of the Civil War in 1970. They were formed and they came out, and I tell you, came out blazing. And before you knew it, Shooting Stars had a rivalry. When you talk about Liverpool versus Manchester United, or Barcelona versus by Real Madrid, that was what he was talking about. They produced the bulk of the players in the national team. They produced, the best that you could have in the country, and it was either Shooting Stars or whatever. Ranger, Better Insurance Superstars were all in their shadows. Mighty Jets of Dolls, they were all there. But the two big teams then, had to be Rangers and Shooting Stars. So you are either for Rangers or you are for Shooting Stars and others, and that is how it was. So we have Okala on the line. Of course, Yemi has also just joined us here in the studio. So maybe they will also have some questions for you, Emmanuel Okala. So you were telling us that it was not mandatory that the finals. In fact, a lot of things then, because I don't know, because you're playing with Shooting Stars versus Rangers in 1977. Then it was saying 2 teams from the same country cannot play in the final. So if they get to the semi-final, they must play. It wasn't as if a draw was made. And now also you are saying, okay, half year. You played half year, and they played in Conakry. But then when you came to Nigeria, you couldn't play at Enugu. Can you still clarify that, saying that it was not mandatory, that it was our own making that we decided that we should play the match at the National Stadium in Surulere?
Yes, like I said earlier, it was the NFA that decided for the match to be shifted to Lagos. It wasn't a mandatory CAF, rule. Because we believe they saw the amount of money that was paid during our Mehala match. That was our belief. So they decided it must be directly, that they would be directly the people to arrange the match. And we had a lot of problems getting to Lagos. A lot. For example, on the eve of the match, we had to go with Nigerian Airways into Lagos. And a lot of crowd were in the airport. They didn't even allow us to enter the plane. Because of the struggle, the staircase of the plane was spoiled. And the pilot refused to go to Lagos anymore. Until several hours of appeal from all people around. Then he decided to fly us down to Lagos.
Okay, let's now go back to 1980. That was supposed to be the pinnacle of your success, winning the Nations Cup. If we can recall vividly, you were injured in the preparation, a few matches to that final, but you were almost match fit at the final. But then Best was already keeping you. Like you said, it's your best friend himself and Shego Degba were your best friend right there. Even there was no rival, it was a brotherly rivalry that you were having with him. We were leading Algeria by 3-0 in the final, and then we saw you come out, warming up to come in the final few minutes of the match. But that was not to be. How disappointing was that to you? Was that the reason why you decided to quit the national team at that tender age of 29?
Well, Ken, it was one of the reasons I decided to, quit. Because I saw that they didn't want me anymore. Because they were not the coaches among the coaching crew of the national team. Otto Gloria just wanted to honor me. Because if you remember very well, we played Cote d'Ivoire in course of the championship. Either our third match or so. So, in our dressing room, before we came out of the stadium for the Cote d'Ivoire match, Otto Gloria called his interpreter, John, and started speaking Portuguese to him. So John said, everybody listen. He said when he came in, he was told a lot of negative stories about me. But in course of his stay in the national team, he saw that the team was built around me. And they saw the support I give the players during the matches or training session. That everybody should stand up, that I should sit down, let them start clapping for me. Before the match, I was the reserve goalkeeper. So everybody stood up and started clapping for me. I started shedding tears. So in course of the final, he wanted to honor me. Say, you are not a bad goalkeeper or whatever I was told you were. Let me give you some few minutes. Now we are leading comfortably 3-0. Then when they changed in papers, we are sent to the match commissioner. Isaac Akiyeye of the Blessed Memory, who was director in the National Sports Commission, and Kojo, Williams, our fair completion team manager. Because we had 2 team managers then. Tito Sug of the Blessed Memory and that the other fair completion man. They refused the changing papers. And I refused to bring it to the assistant that will use it in doing the change. And Dr. Glory, after that incident, left the field. He was not in the field before the match ended. In annoyance, he left. I was not the person annoyed much, but Dr. Glory was annoyed seriously, and he left the field for them and went to go to the. He was not there for the presentation at all. So that was exactly what happened.
Let us now bring it back home to Rangers. You are there. Christian Chukwu chairman is there, and before I want to ask this. I don't know the impact you guys are having with the current Rangers team. Your involvement, with them. I know there is a kind of a Rangers family. But did you ever have a goalkeeping coach during your career? Did you ever have a person, coaching you? Because I know you're supposed to be an outfield player, and then you became a goalkeeper.
Come again, Ken, come again.
Yeah, did you ever have a goalkeeping coach? Were you ever taught how to keep by a coach? Were you ever coach, a coach by a goalkeeping coach like we have now? We have strikers coaches, we have the goalkeeper coaches, and did you ever in your career before you started playing for Rangers, as a teenager and into the national team, did you ever have a goalkeeping coach?
No way. It was the assistant of the chief coach that normally the chief coach would delegate to go and be training with the goalkeepers. Or at times, the chief coach will come by himself to train us. We don't have special goalkeepers trainers we used to have today. Then.
Okay. But then let me just follow a follow-up question. Because like I said, you are very good. You're a very good goalkeeper, one of the best we've ever had in this country. Christian Chukwu, with his banana shot, is one of the best free kick takers that we ever had. And then there was a Christian Madu. I don't know. I think he came from Ghana or so to join the team. He never missed a penalty, to my own knowledge. I don't know. Maybe you can. Do you now impart these knowledges to the present Rangers team? You teaching them how to keep, Chukwu teaching them how to play those free kicks, and maybe Christian Madu, if he's still there, also teach them how to take penalty kicks.
Christian Madu has passed on. He's dead now. We recruited him from Olympic Football Club of Ghana when we went there to play them in course of this African World Championship. So you can only train the players when you are involved as the coaches. Like now, I and Christian are out of Rangers coaching. I'm from Anambra State. I've gone back to my state. I'm the senior special assistant to the governor of Anambra State. His Excellency, Chief Dr. Willie Madaro Chukwu. I'm senior special assistant on sport. So Christian is part of a Rangers family, but no more in the field. But during our days when we were in the field, we tried to coach them. There was a time I was goalkeeper trainer to Rangers International Open, and there was a time Christian Chukwu was the coach.
Okay. Finally, legend, what message do you have for Nigerians football and now compared to what you guys had then? I don't know. Why doing that? Can you tell us how much was the higher salary you received as a player? I'm sorry if I can ask this. And then, do you ever regret not playing professional football outside Nigeria? Because I know you guys had that opportunity probably in 1976 when you were to go for the Montreal Olympics, and that didn't pan out. Did you regret not playing professional football out of Nigeria? What were your remunerations then, and what advice do you have for present Nigerian footballers and administrators?
Thanks be to God Almighty. Where I am today, I'm very grateful to God. Because, our salaries, we are nothing to write home about on what is being paid to the current players. Now the NSF has tried on that line to make sure that the clubs pay them something meaningful. Unlike during our days, there's no need measuring the amount we receive. But what I assure you is that, their salaries now are better off than what we had when we were playing. But not enough. Not enough.
And did you regret not playing professional football? Did it in any way?
Then on insurance side. No way, no. I thank God for everything that He's done for me. I thank God. Because it's God that will, say which one you partake on and which one you not partake on.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel Okala, and member of the Order of the Niger. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Gentlemen, that was Emmanuel Okala. Someday when we're there, we shall start it and pick Nigerian all-time best 11. And I think he will be a contender for the man who will man the post as our number one.
Yes, Ken, also good. I think my late dad, he passed on 33 years ago today.
Yeah,
I doubt if he ever misses any of Okala's match in Lagos. And if I can say this, Okala, Chukwu, and Mudalawa, I think were the three players I can declare as assets he handed over to me. So, and this thing is, I normally ask him sometimes, you've seen Inuwa go, I never saw him. Yeah. You saw Eriko, I never saw Eriko played. You saw Fregene, of course I saw Fregene, and I saw like Okala, I watched like 5 of his matches which I can still collect. Gidengbe, Zion also came later. Yeah. And how come it is Emmanuel Okala. Yeah. And I think that nickname, Man Mountain, just fit the guy. Yeah. He played the finals, as you said, of Champions Cup in 75.
75 with half.
He won African Cup winners. All African Games, gold 73. And that 77 Cup Winners' Cup. And unfortunately, he misses out of the World Cup party in 78. And perhaps the bitterness of the semi-final between
Rangers
and Shooting also in a way contributed to that loss. So I think he also had a very good goalkeeper in his younger brother, Patrick.
I wanted to ask him that.
And I think they are the only 2 goalkeeping brothers who are featured in the finals.
In fact, there were 3. There were 3 Okalas.
Yes.
There is the senior Okala, Ima, and Patrick. Patrick is the younger one. All 3 of them, it was a goalkeeping family.
So, but personally for me, I think Okala also inspired me to taking up the gloss, though it was cemented by Dinosaur in 82. So,
okay, so I never knew you kept.
No, I've said this.
Then you've not been telling me. You've not told us.
I've said this several times.
Okay, we have channels 11. What are we waiting for? Yemi, you don't need to laugh over this.
He was a good
he said that is why he can talk about this. I mean, that is tough.
I can understand. He watched Okala, at least 5 of them.
I can collect like 5.
If I say anything about Okala, it will be something I read.
That you read,
or watched after. I'm not in that.
You of course we know.
I'm not in that age grade.
Generation Pep's generation.
Absolutely.
Next.
So you see. Our generation, we talk about the Rufais.
Yes.
We talk about Agbonibare. We talk about Aloy Abu. And the likes. But having them, as a sport person, having gone through the achievement of the Super Eagles, you cannot take away Emmanuel Okala from that particular greatness. And the rivalry between my own beloved Shooting Stars then and Rangers. I wish we could roll back those days where the Nigerian football was really what it was. Shooting Stars, arguably the team with the largest followership in Sub-Saharan Africa then, meeting...
did they have more supporters than Rangers or Superstars?
We had more supporters than Rangers. We had more supporters than Rangers.
you have more supporters, if you have more supporters than stores, how come enter your playing stores will invade Ibadan and then you'll be in the minority?
Don't let me. You see,
only 10 Bolu from Lagos and then they capture Ibadan.
You know what they are known for. I won't go to that route. We're gentlemen in Ibadan.
Okay. Are you saying? I don't want to say what you didn't say.
But I think my own challenge is coming from a tradition where we have excellent goalkeepers. And at that time, we always rival Cameroon for that position. They had their Kono, they had Bell, we had our
Anton Bell.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, there was this paucity of goalkeepers in Nigeria. We never, to the extent we had to start going abroad.
To go bring rookies.
Goalkeeper. No, Keme was okay.
The paucity of goalkeepers, I think, started like a decade ago. Because after, you would say, Eyamale. Because Rufai did well.
No, after Eyamale.
Ikeshorumu did
well. Eyamale left a few years ago. It's not as if it's years of years.
No, Eyamale was part of that tradition from Rufai, Shorumu. But it was like only Eyamale.
After
when Eyamale left, there was nothing.
No shades on them. They never really lived up to expectation.
They were not.
Flash in the pan, flatter too many times to deceive.
Joseph?
No, those who was before Eyamale.
Okay, yeah.
Those who was before Eyamale.
Those who was before Eyamale.
Absolutely. Of course.
So it was after that generation, we just had virtually nothing.
Okay, all right. Because I know we are shortchanging you guys because of the interview with Okala. I wish that interview could have gone on and on and on. We'll try and see whenever he's in Lagos, we want to bring him in the studio. So everybody will ask him questions. You call also and talk to him. We will see how we can reach out to the legends of the game, not just football but also other sports, and bring them so that you can bridge the gap. Some of you, all these they are lactogene children and whatever it is. So the way you start watching, we'll go tell you this. When you go to the National Stadium to go and watch those matches, then you understand what we are talking about. When they are coming out right there from the tunnel, when the captain comes out with the ball, when the other chuku leading the team or maybe whatever, you see the whole stadium get up, you understand you understand.
Ken, for a match starting at 4.
You will understand. By 12 o'clock, the stadium is filled.
By 12 o'clock, the stadium is
filled, yes.
By 2. You don't even have any space.
Greater tomorrow, the young ones will now start entertaining. There are so many matches waiting. It's like
that was like a boxing bout.
And then there were no foreign matches were going on then.
Going on, but it wasn't the days of cable TV or anything. Football was local.
It was match in Britain. What did they say? Football. There is one match.
You saw the stars live.
Yes, because they were superstars.
And they were also stars of the national team. Yeah, so people could relate.
Because they created superstars. I remember you talk about shooting stars, and then you will see you will be walking around and you hear the music. It is a goal. It is a goal. It is a goal. You understand? Holy, holy, Enugu Rangers, another champion. You had it. Yes, double. The Rangers won the double in 1974, won the double in 1975.
They were supposed to do the treble in 75. They were supposed to do the treble.
And then in 76, it was Shooting Stars that won. Water Corporation came second. Absolutely. You understand? And SCB. So you have these teams, and the Rangers went on. So it is all there. I remember also Rangers winning the league. The league, but towards a toss of the coin against Supersport, because they have a match in Cameroon. I think they were against Kano Yaounde or whatever on the same day. Okay, we're going to open the lines. I'm sorry, but you can join this show. Everything we talked about here, but the issue is Messi. Let me start with him. Should Messi leave? But he says he's leaving. Should he go? And if he's to go, where do you think the decision should be? Should he go to Manchester United? The lines are open, please.
Who is bankrolling you?
Who is bankrolling you? I don't understand. Really. I think the biggest news for this transfer window has been Messi handing in his transfer request to Barcelona. And we let me say nobody saw that coming.
Yeah.
Nobody saw that coming. We knew there had been an issue between Messi and the Barca hierarchy for some time now, but nobody ever saw Messi handing over a transfer request. Now that has happened, a lot of clubs have been linked to Messi, Juve, from the gossip column, because nothing is confirmed.
They said Juve have met the father.
Juve speaking to the dad. PSG.
Pep was in Catalan. He's still there. I don't think he has gone. He's still there.
Pep is in Barcelona.
He said he went to drink. He went to take tea.
But wait.
He didn't go to see Messi.
See, why I'm saying that there's more to that visit to Spain. There's more to that visit of Pep to Spain, because whenever he returns, he will be subjected to 14 days quarantine.
The league is starting on the 12th of December.
But that means he has more important things to do in Barcelona than just saying
exactly. So I get your point.
After what Jose went through when he drank tea, I think, was it Ashley Cole?
Yes.
No, he was fine. Chelsea, they were fine. So I think Pep would not want to go that route. So he just went on his normal vacation
to go and drink tea. He went to go and drink tea.
And
then Neymar left Barcelona because he wants to leave the shadows of Messi. Now he said, Messi, please come.
You see, no league at 33.
Yes.
But with the kind of player Messi is, every league will be lucky, blessed, anxious to have Messi in their league. Financial fair play, it's a very, very, how do I put it, a big impediment.
Okay, let's hear what Jurgen Klopp said about what we are saying, that every league will be glad to have Messi. You are saying so, and then is he agreeing with you, or is he saying, okay, we are going on a break, where we'll come back on that short break? Yes, the lines will be open, and you also hear what the stars are saying. Stay with us. All right, it will be good to have him in the league, but then how many of those teams can have? I know it's a no-no for Liverpool. So if it's to come to England, it means Liverpool has one extra opponent to tackle. Jimmy Gulano, we call him Jimmy Katu, has just joined the house. Hello, Jimmy.
Yeah, a very pleasure to be here. Arsenal winning.
Congratulations.
I think it's something that you guys have got to talk more about. You got to wax lyrical.
Is that a trophy?
Yeah, it is. Well, it's something that, whether you like it or not, even if it's not the UCL, you have got to celebrate with the Arsenal team, Arsenal fans.
Okay,
it's just about winning. Let's keep winning.
Okay, congratulations.
from the
bottom of your heart.
From the years of underachievement, I think a community shield is something to congratulate Arsenal about.
No, there is a difference between underachievement and no achievement. From the years of 9 years barrenness.
We need 2 titles in a month.
Good.
But Arteta has done it, winning 2 trophies. I mean,
I think that must be something he's doing right. A lot of people
beating the big teams.
Absolutely. A lot of people wanted to downplay that by saying, they only won on penalties. Liverpool were not clinical in front of goals. They have been able to take the Arsenal,
Manchester City, Chelsea, Liverpool, all big teams. And you have got to give it to Arteta, because at the end of the day, a lot of people would have had him on, the jury would have been out on him, and everybody would think that, look, this guy might not succeed and all that. But right now, we can see Arteta is doing something great with that club, and all he needs would now be a proper reinvestment into youth.
Jimmy, my problem with you is that you are not even giving the credit to Pep for training him.
Is Pep the owner of Arsenal? I mean, Pep is not the owner of Arsenal.
I didn't see that coming. Jimmy, I don't understand, because he played.
We are in Lagos. We are in Agbada here. Who do we have on the line? Anwar, how are you?
I'm okay, man. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
For the first time, you guys are doing very wonderful something. For bringing somebody like Emmanuel Okala.
For the first time, Anwar.
His voice.
Okay, go.
You don't know what you have done today.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah.
We will appreciate it if you can bring him let's see him live again.
We'll bring him to Lagos. We'll bring him, I promise you.
The truth.
Yes.
We would like to hear all what happened to him in Super Eagles. Because you see now how all this thing started.
Yeah.
That is why there is corruption in Nigeria, because we don't respect our heroes. Any position anybody sees his or herself, he will try to get something and go. Because nobody will remember him tomorrow.
Okay.
So if you can bring 1 or 2 or 3 times this kind of people, in your program. My brother, open an account. A lot of people will invest in you. God bless you, man.
You want to bankroll me?
God bless you.
Thank you, Onwara. Thank you. Now you guys are asking, bankrolling me. Now I have Onwara who is ready. He said, I should open my account.
And he'll
bankroll me.
Honestly, we've had a lot of these guys on the set. Okala, Odegbami, Money Dafe. We've had from different generations. Even Taribo West. Different stars.
Francis, Money Dafe has been here.
He's been here. Reliving the memories is something that everybody likes to
what we're doing regularly now, so that we can bridge the gap and then let them hear the voices. Because even me hearing Okala's voice alone, I'm even interviewing him, I'm having goose pimple. Talkers of those who are saying, okay, out there, but this is a legend of legends. I mean, they don't come.
We should not wait till they pass on before
we start eulogizing them.
Absolutely. And it just tells you about the fact that a majority of the stars then, they had name tags. And right now, our own stars, our own national team players, you barely know them. They finish their careers, and you see them on the street, you don't know them.
Okay, so Raji is calling us from Kaduna. Hello, Raji.
Coach. Good afternoon, Ken.
Good afternoon.
You are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, you see, I remember vividly last season when Barcelona. So when Messi sustained injury, Barcelona played 5 matches without Messi.
Exactly, and they played well.
They played well, 3-1 and 1-4.
I agree with you. I remember. Matches. Yes, yeah.
Well, if Messi finally leaves Barcelona, his impact will be greatly felt. But one thing is that Barcelona, as a club, has a system of playing football.
Yeah.
The problem is coach. If we look at what is happening in Arsenal now, when Wenger left, all the coaches that came failed to carry on with what Wenger has laid on ground.
Was not only Unai Emery. Did you have another one?
A new system.
Raji? It's only Emery that came now.
If you look at as Arteta came in now.
With the DNA. Go on. I agree with you. Go on.
Now that you can see that Arteta, as you know, come with a new innovation.
Yeah.
It's now making us to play the type of football we know them, they used to play before.
Okay.
So, Messi leaving Barcelona will not be a problem for Barca as a team.
Okay.
What Barca needed is a good coach.
All right.
That will, if carry on with that system.
If he's to leave, Raji.
Barcelona used to play.
Okay, Raji. If he's to leave, where do you expect him to go to, and why? Okay. Did you get that? Okay, Raji, we get you. Raji saying, look, if he leaves, they have a way of reinventing themselves. Okay, before we go back to that, let us just take, because Okala's interview took a lot of time. Yeah. The Dangote group, just came in and said, look, we want to renovate the National's MK Abdullah Stadium Abuja. And then it was handed over to them. They started it. And then they said, look, we are bringing $1 million to do this. If we can maybe here, Ahmed Mansour of Dangote Industries, when he said, "Look, this is what we are going to do." Can we hear him?
He is committed to do 3 things with it. First of all, to create a real jewel of a footballing infrastructure here, where it ought to be. He has committed to invest $1 million. I don't know how much that is in Naira, but $1 million to improve and bring this stadium up to standard, up to scratch. Honourable Minister, our hope is that when you go back to Zurich or anywhere else, and you are shown videos of footballing facilities, this one will be one of them. This is a promise.
It is a promise, $1 million promise, a promise made, promise fulfilled, and the work has started.
Ken,
your take on this?
We looked at the budget for the Ministry of Youth and Sport a couple of weeks ago, and we saw that 93% of that budget would go into NYSC.
Yes.
And some of those certain monies will go into the Sport Federation. Not even enough for those sport federations to carry out their statutory obligations.
Yes.
Then there is nothing budgeted for infrastructure. For an individual, a company coming to support with this kind of infrastructure, bringing it back to top notch, I think it is a very, very good one. You know that national stadium, PDM Abiola Stadium, we can't even play any game. They've been taken over by weeds and
by rodents.
By rodents. Now an individual is coming through his company to say, yes, I'm going to upgrade this place using $1 million. I think it's a welcome development. And other corporate bodies should take a key from it. And I love the fact that they are the ones handling it.
Yeah, exactly.
They are the ones handling it.
Yeah, don't give money.
They are not giving money.
Give us the what?
Give us the exactly.
Sorry, we've been saying that a very long time ago. We are saying, look, okay, let's go to Korodu. I will have Shehu on the line. Hello, Shehu. Shehu, how are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm fine, thank you.
All right.
I'm so happy about the development of yes. Football needs to go very fast in Nigeria because I'm really happy about this. I just decided to call my dose.
Okay. Thank you, Shehu. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I think the adopt a pitch move is quite commendable, but I am a little bit worried at the fact that other sports might not enjoy this particular move. They might not enjoy from it because it's just the field. It's not the entire.
Let's start. No, it's not just the field. They're not spending $1 million on the field. It's not just the field. It's the stadium they are renovating. It's not just the field.
Okay. Yeah. So, like Yemi said, we find it commendable, and I think it's just the way to go. The PPP thing is something that, as long as we talk about it and people keep hearing us, we're sure they will act on it, and we'll be the better for it.
All right. Let me stick with you. Also, during the week, we had this Bolt, testing positive. Was it a sort of carelessness when we're talking about things like this happening?
I don't think you can say it's carelessness. I think it's more of the fact that if it happens, it happens. You can't be too careful. You just have to be very hopeful. It's happened already.
But
so
they were not observing for people who are meeting together, dancing and whatever it is. Quarantine yourself and try to take it easy.
Like Djokovic, like Bolt.
like Paul Pogba.
Like Paul Pogba, okay? And it's moving.
Like Arteta, who is now a winner. Serial winner.
Okay, I stick with you, Jimmy. At 93rd pool for Hamilton.
Yes, very, very.
He wins this one,
especially because of what this weekend represents.
The
black race and all that. I think it's one that we have to continue to hope he wins because look. We have different preferences. I support Vettel, but you can just see what Hamilton is doing. It's just about on his way to becoming the greatest racer
of all time.
Can you see?
Me ask him if we're able to. You ask him. Have we able to win him over on this? I'm asking.
No. I don't think so. I'll answer for him.
Is this that Formula H?
I think
he asked you a question. Answer. He's asked a question.
Let me answer. Ken, I think the major problem is that Ferrari has really regressed. You see Leclerc that was on pole last year.
Yeah.
Now he's on P30.
It's not Verstappen that is.
It's now Verstappen that is racing, so strongly competing against the Mercedes team. Even Bottas is not doing as well as he should be doing. But right now, you just look at it and you think that Hamilton is stealing away with it. The Ferrari team, they are the slowest out of all cars right now because virtually every car actually did improve themselves on this particular circuit. But right now, it looks like Ferrari is not getting it any right. So we just hope for the best for them.
Okay, Bayern 6th championship. Already. Lewandowski should be the World Footballer of the Year if there is to be one. If the FIFA best, because there's no Ballon d'Or now.
So if nobody can take that away from him.
Okay.
55 or 54 goals now.
55
goals across all competition this season. I think it's been
15 in the Champions League.
15 in the Champions League. It's been phenomenal. And winning the Champions League, winning the Bundesliga. I think
he just talks about the machine.
Absolutely.
The German machine.
The German machine.
They hate to win. That's what they are. They just say to win, and you have to give it to them always.
And he has done well for himself and for the club.
Okay, you said it. You don't have a decision where Messi should go to.
Wherever he likes, let him go. But financial fair
maybe if he comes to Manchester United.
I know we can't afford it. We can't even do it like Jurgen Klopp.
What if he comes to Arsenal?
Oh, it will never happen. Trust me. It will never happen. We are not wired like that.
Okay, you had some years back, somebody advised a guy, I'm not going to call his name. His car was already having issue. Not the car is there, but it was always the tire, and then the car was okay. So a young girl now approached him and said, if your problem is the tire, why not sell the car and use the money to buy tires? You understand? So if some club want to buy a Messi, maybe they will sell the club and use the money to buy Messi. I'm Ken Ochonogo. Have a blessed Sunday.